Yes, crew, how's it going? So I randomly went into the local charity shop with the kids over the school holidays and thought I'd have a flick through the records while I was in there. I often do if I'm there, but for the most part, there's nothing to write home about. Now, this one record stood out because of the artwork. There was a picture of a vintage drum kit somewhere on the sleeve, so I thought I'd bring it home and give it a shot. Now, on first listening, I wasn't expecting much. Most of it was kind of folky, 6/8, 3/4, that kind of vibe. But then all of a sudden, there was this glimpse of gold by way of a breakbeat. So I thought I'd get it in the samplers and see if I could make something out of it. Now, I've called this jungle style, but to be fair, it's probably not jungle. I'm using jungle techniques, but it's 140 beats per minute, which is probably more UK hardcore, but it's definitely not a UK hardcore track, so who knows? But yeah, if you've got 30 minutes or so spare, strap up. I hope you enjoy the video. That looks kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to take a punt on that. Let's just get it. 1969. Yeah. Let's see if we can make a beat with that. Alright, so we just got back from the shop. This is going to be my first time listening to this, so I did actually put it up on YouTube on the way back in the car, and it's some sort of religious thing. I didn't realise that. No. Be in there, is it? It's not what I'm looking for. We need some funk. Oh, dudes! Oh. What? Let's go again. Who knew? Come on. Building blocks of human kindness. Alright, so yeah, I've already got one in the S950 here. And I've sampled to the Akai as well. I'm just going to normalise that in here. And we're going to chuck one in the ESI 32 as well, just so we can do some different things on the different samplers. Cool. So how long do we need? So I know I need about, about 7 seconds here. Let's just give it 8 because we can. This will auto truncate anyway. All right, let's activate sampling. Here we go. Sampling armed. Lovely. Right, we've got it. Yeah. Lovely, there we go. All right, I'm just going to name that. We'll set up some key groups, and we're going to do different things in each sampler. So let's see what we're going to do on the S950. I think we're going to go pretty much straight with that. We might do some filtering. We'll utilize the S950 filter. On the S2000, we're going to do some phasing, and I'll show you what we do with that one. And also we'll use the LFO to give a choppy effect to the that break there. And in this one, we're going to utilize the effects that we've got in here. So I installed a new chip in this one, and so we've got a bunch of different filters and things that we can mess around with in here. So we're going to have a play with that and see what it sounds like. All right, cool. So we're just going to deal with the S2000 sample here. I've already dealt with the 950. I've just got to pitch it into the session, right? Here we go. Right, so you can hear it needs to speed up, all right, because it's chopping off the back end. All right, now it needs to slow down a bit. Let's get this right. Nearly there. We've still got a bit of a flam happening. Slow down a bit. All right. Sounds about right. All right, so we've got it in tune with the session. At least we think so. So we've got it in tune with the session. So what I'm going to do now is, let's bring you guys over here. All right, so here's what we're going to do. So we're going to create a phaser effect, which is obviously, you know, something that in the very early days used to be done with 2 tape machines. They'd send the same sound source from 2 tape machines into the desk, and then you just offset one of them and you get a phasey effect. So we're going to do that in here. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically copy that key group, right? And then I'll come back down to the pitch page here, and on the new one I'm actually going to offset the pitch. So listen up. So you can hear it phasing already, hopefully. Cool, hey? So we'll do that. That's one of the things we'll do in here. And the other thing, I'll just do a magical edit here. So what I'll do now for my next kind of trick that I'm going to do with this sampler, I'm going to copy that key group again. Let's go over there. But this time I'm actually going to put this one on a new key group. And I am gonna, where am I? Let's put it back to the pitch that it needs to be, which was 77. So now I should have that. Yeah, so that's now its own little sample. So we've got the phasey one here, and then we've got this new one here, and we're gonna have a go with the LFO. All right, so here we go. So I've got filter mod 2 and LFO2 set to 50 here. All right, so now what's going to happen here is if I go down to LFO2, I went too far, all right? I've got it set to triangle at the moment. If I turn the rate up, you'll start to hear something happen there. Now, I've got to get it grooving with the beat. Yeah, so I might just use that first part with that effect. Yeah, so are you with me? You know, that will work. Alright, so there's a couple of things we can do there. We'll leave that as is. And now let's have a look at what we're going to do with the break in the ESI 32. I'll just bring you down there. Alright, we've done the same thing here. And I've got the... yeah, I've got it looping kind of nice. Somewhere around there. And so now we're just going to have a look and we'll see what we like with those filter settings. So what we got, low pass at the moment. Let's just get it going. And it's just a high pass. I mean, we could do one like that. All right, could be kind of an intro-y thing. All right, so maybe we'll have one like that. I'm just gonna make a new key group and we'll do something different. All right, so I've just created a new key group. So we got the one with the filter on it there. Now let's choose something different for this next one. So where do we go again? Was it in there? No, of course it's not. Come out of there. It's in here. Right, so that's that high pass. Do something with that, right? So maybe I'll leave that one like that. So yeah, so now we've got one key group doing that and another one doing that. Let's carry on, let's mess around a little bit more. So I'm going to do another key group. All right, so I did a new key group, messed around with some more settings. So now I've got the thin one and I've got this one and this one. Yeah, so let's go over to Octamed and just start making some music, shall we? All right, look, so we've got some of these elements in here. So the other day when I posted a few bits on Instagram, what we had was, let's see if this is going to balance out. All right. Get these levels right, shall we? Oh, got to be careful of that bass. So, little story actually. That bass there actually knocked my. Can you see it? Oh no, just about. Yeah, my CDJ shelf there fell off the wall the other night. Scared the living daylights out of me, and it was after I'd been playing with that bass, so I got to be careful. You know what, I'm just gonna name these tracks so I know what's what, because I haven't done that yet. So this one here, that's our S950 brake, so we'll put that in. S950 brake. Now I did on that one already chop one from the snare as well. Now I could do one from the hi-hat, so we can do some stuff with that. Obviously, these other ones, I haven't done that yet. But I think for the scope of this video, I'm just going to roll with that. So I've got that there. I've loaded up a program in the S2000 that's just got some pads and bits and pieces, stabs and all that kind of stuff. So we will use that. And so on that one, I'm not sure what sounds are used in here. Let's have a look, shall we? And mute the bass there. Which one's the bass? Alright, so we've got a pad, and then I've also got this sound. Yeah. So we've got two sounds there, and then of course we've got that bass there, which is also in the S950. So let's label that one. So we'll call that S950 bass. Oh, don't hit enter. It's, yeah, because you just basically delete your MIDI settings. So yeah, I've done that. Look at that. What a wally. I think it was 3. Let's see. Let's double check. No, I'll have to check on the sampler. Yeah, don't do that. That's silly. All right. What does it say here? Bass. Oh, of course. 9. So there we go. There's our bass. And then obviously the next instrument we've got there is also S2000. I'm using it in single mode as opposed to multi-mode. We'll call this S2000 brake. But obviously we've got those two different elements on there. So we've got, now I can't remember what pitch. There it is. We've got that one. All right, and then we've got the choppy one. Now I've set this project, I'm pretty sure like the BPMs on here aren't always as accurate as you'd want them to be, but I'm pretty sure that we're sitting around 140 beats per minute. Now I've only done that because I found that this break, just the groove on it wasn't quite as tight as some of those classic ones, and when I sped it up it just didn't seem like it was grooving, so I've left it at 140 because I can still feel a groove there with it, you know. So we've got that, and then we've got the EMU that's titled that one, so instrument, we'll call this obviously EMU 32 break, and on that one we know we've got those other few elements, so we've got, oh, I've muted it, no. And we've got, well, let's just see what we can do with them. So that's where we're going to build to. So why don't we start off, I mean actually I quite liked hearing it like this, right? Oh geez, that is a big bass. So why don't we start with that? So what we do is we'll copy this block, new block, and we'll go paste, and I'm just going to remove the breaks there and the bass as well. Cut. All right. Right, now I'm going to make that 256. I should have done that with the other one. We'll go back and do that because I like to work in 8-bar loops. So we'll call that 256, go to the middle there, and I'll just copy, I'm just going to go like that. I know there's nothing on those other tracks, but that's the way that I want to do it because it makes my life easy. There you go. So now that's doubled up, and I'll do the same with the first block. Let's just make it 256, and we'll copy everything from the top to the bottom. Let's go like that, and go copy, and go to the middle and paste it like that. All right, so that's where we're building to, but we're going to start here. So alright, so now we'll copy that one and we'll put that skinny break in. I'm just going to throw this together, alright? I'm not really going to think too much about this. This is purely for the scope of this video. So there we go, I've done a new block. Now here we're going to put in the skinny break. Now that was my EMU and it should be there, right? Hopefully it's going to groove nicely for me. Yeah, another one there. You know what, I'm going to put my little grid lines on so I can see what I'm doing. Actually, not do that, I'm going to stop that one there. Alright. I'll stop that one as well. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I can hear things that if I was to really go in on this, I would change because that break's not quite grooving as I want it to, but it would do for now. Alright, and we'll repeat that. So let's go to the top, take that, copy, go there, and chuck that there, boom. there's something in that keyboard I need to change. Sorry, in the pad. I want that boom, 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 boom. It's not in the right spot there. Let's change that. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And that one as well. Let's change that. Cut. All right. I'll kind of leave that like that for that one, and maybe we'll put a little kind of roll here actually with that. There's something throwing my groove here, and I think it could actually be the delay on that sample here. Like I say, these are the sort of things that you really need to just go into a lot of detail with getting them right. I'm going to edit the delay time on there, all right, and we'll see if we can tighten that up. All right, so I've just done that. I used an app. I'll show you. I'll put a screenshot on the screen now, and basically you put in the beats per minute and it shows you your delay times to get different measures on your beat, quarter notes, half notes, sixteenths, etc. So it feels a bit tighter now. Let's just hear it. All right, it will do for now anyway. So we've got oh, you know what, I need to edit that pad that I changed there. I'm going to start moving quite quickly now because I'm going to run out of time. So we'll copy that track. I'll just put it in the first one. There we go. Paste that. Sweet. So play some. And I guess there we could introduce the bass maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Alright, let's see what that does. Insert. In this one, why don't we put one of these guys? Where was it now? Yeah, that's a bit loud. Let's change that. Where's that coming in? 11. Wait. And we'll just turn that down. You know, we'll use it as a fill. So I'll go. Oh, that's not in the right spot. So we go. Look at there. It needs to be. and wait, and then Alright, so life has happened in between. Wherever that last edit ended up, stuff's happened in between. Let me try and recall. We're several days later now, and there was some sort of loss of sound. I can't remember what I did. I turned something off, hadn't saved. Anyway, long and short of it is, I carried on, I put some more sounds in. So continuing on with the break, but with some different sounds. We've got a different idea that's come together now. I did some tidying up of the break because there were just, I felt like it wasn't quite grooving. I'm still not 100% down with how it's grooving, but I'm running along with it. We're just gonna get on with it how it is. All right, so here we go. Just as before, we've got a key group, two key groups next to each other with the same break from that record, creating that phasing effect. I don't think I need to demonstrate that again. That's still as it was. I've still got the one with the LFO on the LFO controlling the filter. That's that. Got some other sounds. There's a few in there that I know I haven't used. So these are all things that are on the S2000. We've got a sound here on the JV. I'll give you a flick through these and then we'll just play the track. So that's just a preset from the JV Longing. The S950, still as before. We've got the main break, cut from the snare, the fill, didn't use that, and that's it. The EMU, slightly different now. Let's go down to the EMU. Alright, so I've still got one key group with a high pass filter on it, with I think a bit of resonance turned up. And then that's the built-in phaser, which I showed you in the previous half of the video. Slightly different, I've got that on an envelope going up, and then I've got another one on an envelope going down. So yeah, so that's fun. And I put some other sounds from this disc here that I'd made on my guitar. Some that I haven't used yet in the track. And then last of all, I've got, let me just bring you over here. I've put a couple of sounds, or at least one sound, from my buddy, the Roland MC307. What have I got? Yeah, that sound there. Here we go.
Yeah.
yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. It didn't come out too bad. I've put a folder together which I'm offering over on Patreon. Now, Patreon's a new thing for me, so I hope I'm getting it right with how I've set it up. There could be some teething issues, but ultimately there's a folder with samples from the track and the full track itself. So I'll put a link in the description down there. Big up and take it easy. Yes.